In this video, we'll be talking about how to effectively deal with Mishimas, what to watch out for, and how to counter the Mishima playstyle. This is not going to be an all-inclusive anti-Mishima guide, but some tips to get started when beating this playstyle. The first thing we'll cover is dealing with the fundamental mindset of a Mishima. Ideally, the goal of a Mishima is to reveal Hellsweep in order to condition you to start ducking. The good thing about Asuka is that her down forward 1 hits very low to the ground. This means that we can cover pretty much every option including Hellsweep if a Mishima is wave dashing at us. We can also reveal back 4, which is a huge threat to any approach, since if Kazuya presses the button at the wrong time, he's going to get counter hit launched. So for example, we can just have Kazuya try to do Hellsweep, and instead of trying to guess whether it's a Hellsweep or something else, we can just keep out with down forward 1 or back 4. We can also create another example using while standing 1+2 and Hellsweep. You can see Kazuya wave dashing and then picking one of these two options, but we don't have to respect wave dash pressure and can just press down forward 1 or back 4. So Kazuya could be choosing one of these two options and still lose to down forward 1 every single time. It's definitely easier said than done in a real match, but wave dash pressure is not real pressure, as Kazuya doesn't have any real advantage over me when approaching. Now we'll talk about how to deal with Mishima Strings. The goal is to look for any patterns or recurring strings that the Mishima player is using, and then figure out what the counter is to it. Starting with Kazuya's 1-2-4-3, we can low parry the third attack. We can also block punish the third kick by using any move that's 13 frames or faster. This means while standing 2-1, while standing 4, and throw are viable options. And if you have a hard read, you can block the third attack and parry the last one. We can use kick sabaki or regular parry to beat this string. Another common move for Kazuya is down forward 1-2. With this string, we can punch parry it as long as we time it properly. Using this punch parry would result in a full combo and make the Kazuya player think twice about using this option. I would just be very careful with the kick variation, since that will clip us if we try to do a punch parry. In this case, we can just duck and punish. While we won't be going over every single Mishima string, the best way to learn this is to go into replay mode or training mode and figure out where you can get more value when blocking a string. The next attack I want to talk about is Flash Punch. For Kazuya, Flash Punch leaves him at -17, which means we get to launch punish anytime he uses this move on block. The same goes for Reina, Heihachi, and Devil Jin. So make sure you're not letting any Mishima player get away with Flash Punch, and also make sure that your punish launches. If you're dealing with Demon Paw, we can see that Kazuya is -9 every time this move is blocked. This situation isn't as talked about, but it's really important we understand what to do here. Our response to Demon Paw is completely range dependent. If Kazuya lands his Demon Paw at tip range, we won't be able to do anything about it. So if Demon Paw is represented often, make sure you're backdashing as much as you can and get this move to whiff. If Demon Paw whiffs, it's a pretty easy whiff punish with forward 2. But if this move is blocked at range 0, be very careful about mashing back, because all it takes is one backdash into an electric to get launched. If you have a pretty hard read on Demon Paw, you can also parry it. Both your regular parry and punch parry will work, but of course the timing is going to be very strict. You can also sidestep Demon Paw in both directions, but this is also very hard to do in a real match. If they start getting predictable with Demon Paw, then you can start making reads against it. Something people don't really talk about is the increased tracking when Kazuya enters Demon form. It is extremely difficult to even attempt to sidestep a Demon Paw while he's in Demon form, so I would highly recommend against it. However, the properties of the move are still the same. We can still use parry and punch parry. And for someone like Reina, the process is pretty much the same. Anytime she uses a flash punch, make sure you're launching with a forward 2 or a down forward 2. And when you do launch, optimize your combo for the wall if possible. In the same way we can deal with Kazuya's Demon Paw, we can deal with Reina's forward 2 in the same fashion. If you have a read they're going to use forward 2, we can use a regular parry or a punch parry, and you can choose either option depending on how much data you have on their behaviors. And just like Demon Paw, we can step around this move if we time it properly. And when it comes to Reina's strings, always lab out what we can do to counter her option. For example, forward 2 into Sentai 3, we can just use our kick sabaki and combo them for it. And if we don't have that hard of a read, we can still use our general parry to catch the kick. Power Crash is also a decent option on block. And if they were to go into Sentai 2, we can use regular parry or punch parry. The point is, we're making counter reads to their option. That way we're not stuck guessing, and it'll also make them second guess picking some of these options in the first place. Beating Sentai 3+4, we can use our low sabaki or low parry and combo them for it. Representing these keep out options against Mishimas will make life a lot easier when dealing with this type of offense. Taking a quick look at Jin, he has lots of parryable strings we can use against him. Strings like 1-2-4, we can use our regular parry or kick parry. 1-2-3 is also very common. With this string, we can sabaki the last kick, or we can sidestep right and launch. When we're dealing with Jin's 1-3-4 string, it's designed to force you into mashing, especially when the string is delayable. If Jin is getting predictable with this string, we can go ahead and low parry the second kick. We can also block the second kick and parry the third hit. This really all depends on how comfortable you are with the string and how many times your opponent shows this move, but it's worth labbing to make sure we get the most value out of these strings. Another attack I'd like to mention is Laser Scraper. Another common 3-hit string that we can punch parry the last hit of. We can also choose to use our regular parry as well. Another tip I'd like to give is that Jin's Hellsweep you have to sidewalk right, instead of the sidestep left for most Hellsweeps. And once the Hellsweep is stepped, we can launch freely. And that's all I have for you guys today. If you're struggling with climbing up the ranks, or want private coaching, click the link in the description below. And as always, have a great day guys. Want to take your Asuka to pro level? My exclusive Medify course has everything you need, each broken down in easy to follow videos. Get the course for a one-time price and get lifetime access and free updates.